Hello world, Liu here, and this is part 14 of the Python from 0 to 1 series. Previously, we have covered for loops and how to repeat actions for a set number of times. Today, we will take a look at while loops, which lets us repeat actions indefinitely until a certain condition is met. So let's start with the basic syntax. So while, condition, colon, and next we go into the while loop body. So here, I'm just going to write a comment, do stuff. The condition that we need to write here is the same condition that we write for our if-else blocks. And as long as this condition evaluates to true, our while loop will keep running, and whatever is in our while loop body will be repeated again and again. So next, let's write a simple while loop. So while true, colon, and here I'm going to start writing my while loop body. So I'm just going to write print hello. So here, because my condition is true, and true will always be true, our while loop will not stop, and this will in fact be an infinite while loop. So if I run this, I'm going to get an infinite number of hellos, and this will keep running and running forever until I decide to stop it. So if you have an infinite while loop, you simply need to Ctrl C. So I'm going to hit Ctrl C, and this keyboard interrupt will be caused, which will stop our while loop. So usually, when we write while loops, we want our while loops to stop eventually, and we don't want to have infinite while loops. So let's get rid of this. So next, let's write a simple while loop to count from 1 to 5. So first, we need to define a number. So number is equals to 1 because we start counting at 1. And while number is less than equals to 5. So colon, and next I write my while loop body. So I'm going to print number, and if I run this currently, I will still get an infinite while loop because this will always be true. So in order to make this eventually false, I have to add 1 to number at every iteration. And if I run this, I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is how it works. So here, number is equals to 1. And next, we check whether number is less than equals to 5. So because number is 1, it does. So number less than equals to 5 will evaluate to true. And because our condition is true, our while loop body will run. So we print number, which is 1. And now number is equals to 2 because we add 1 to number. So this will be the first iteration. So after this line, we go back to the start of the while loop. So the condition number less than equals to 5 will eval to true. So similarly, we print 2, and now number is equals to 3 because once again, we add 1 to number. So this will repeat 3 more times. So once again, number is 3, so number less than equals to 5, condition will evaluate to true. So we print 3, and now number is equals to 4. Once again, number less than equals to 5 evaluates to true, and we print 4. And now number is equals to 5. And in our last iteration, number less than equals to 5 will evaluate to true, and we print 5, and now number is equals to 6. So at this point, we will do this check one more time. So here, number less than equals to 5 will now evaluate to false. So because it evaluates to false, our while loop will stop. And therefore, we print 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So next, let's vary this a bit and try to count from 5 to 1 using a while loop. So similarly, number will start at 5. And here, I need to write a condition. So while number is more than equals to 1, because we want our number to stop printing when it is 1. So print number, and number minus equals to 1. So because number is 5, we have to make number inch slowly towards 1. So eventually this condition will be false and our while loop will stop. So once again, if I run this, I'm going to get 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's break this down once again. So here, at the start, number is equals to 5. And this condition is true. And because this is true, our while loop body will run, and we will print 5. And now number is equals to 4 because of this line. So this line will essentially subtract 1 from number. And in the next iteration, number is equals to 4, and this will still be true. And we print 4 and reset number to 3. So number is 3, this is still true. And we print 3 and reset number to 2. So now number is 2 and this is still true. And we print 2 and we set number to 1. And lastly, we have 1 and this is also true. We print 1 and we set number to 0. And here we have number equals to 0. And right now this condition will be false. And our while loop will stop. And that's why we have print 5, print 4, print 3, print 2, and print 1. So using another example, let's say we want to count from 100, 200, 300, all the way to 1000. Similarly, we start with number is equals to 100. So next, while number is less than equals to 1000, I'm going to print number. And since I want my number to increase in increments of 100, I have to add 100 to number. And so if I run this, I'm going to get 100, 200, 300, and all the way to 1000 over here. So once again, let's try to break this down. So here, we start at 100. So here, our condition is going to be true because 100 is less than 1000. So because of this, we print 100. And now number will equals to 200 because we add 100 to our number. So same thing, 200, true, and we print 200. And our number will now be equals to 300. So 300, true, we print 300. And now our number will be equals to 400. And so this will happen again and again until it reaches 1000. So because 1000 is less than or equals to 1000, this will still be true and we'll print 1000. And at this point, number will be equals to 1100. And here, because our number is 1100, this condition will be false and our while loop will stop. Next, let's try to use our while loop with the input function. So let's get rid of this. So here, let's say our user has 3 options. So A, B, and Q. So A will simply print you pick A. B will simply print you pick B. And Q will stop the program. So here we start with a variable. So let's call it choice, which means the user's choice is equals to input A or B, question mark. And here we have Q to quit. So here let's just add a colon and a space. So next we have our while loop. So while choice is not equals to Q, colon, and next we start writing our while loop body. So here we use choice not equals to Q because Q is the option that will actually stop our while loop. So here if choice is equals to A, let's just print you pick A. And else if choice is equals to B, let's print you pick B. And lastly, we have our else, which will catch everything else. So this will simply be invalid choice. So at the end of the while loop, we need to once again prompt the user to enter a choice. So let's run this and let's see what happens. So here, my program is prompting me to enter either A or B. So I'm just going to enter A. So I pick A. So let's say I'm going to pick A again. So if I pick B, B is going to print for me, you pick B. And next, I'm going to print something else other than A, B, or Q. So let's say I print 1, 2, 3. So this will be an invalid choice. So 2, 4, 6 is going to be an invalid choice also. And next, if I decide to enter Q, our function will end. And the reason being, choice is equals to Q, meaning that the condition is false, which will end our loop. So thanks for watching, and hopefully this was clear and easy to understand. See you in the next one.